Trying to get stuff set up here. Oh, we got the new tripod. All right, perfect. Someone's behind me, but that's all right. I have notes. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come on. Staying in my boat, I don't even have a fishing rod in here. Hey, what's going on, guys? John Burrows, sorry I missed your call, John. I'll call you afterwards. How's that right there? Man, everybody's piling in. Look at this. Merlin, what's up, Wiz? First one in. Got to put a lozenger in. I was hooting and hollering earlier today, and I was hooting and hollering yesterday. Lots of awesome stuff. These are the days that you tolerate the crap days in upstate New York. All right? These are the days where it's just, I mean, look at it. Everybody just look at the river. You know, it's just gorgeous. And it's cranking too. So our big river's all swollen here. She's all swelled up. And she's running. Oswego's unfishable. I talked to a friend of mine. He was halfway between Oswego and the plant this morning on the South Shore. About 4 Mile Point, give or take. And they were still fishing in river water that was heading that way, coming out of the Oswego River through Oswego Harbor. He had 45-degree water temps over there, so it was pretty good. And that was almost a full 3 degrees different than what we had, and we were tight on the east shore, right up against. I mean, we were only in 10 foot of water. I'll get to that in a minute. I have notes, and my notes come bearing gifts. So let's go through and see who's with us. We got a pile of people here already. Merlin, Don Terry, John Burrows, Chris Bryan, Joseph Zeski, Joseph DiPetro, Joseph Lejeune. We have a lot of Josephs. Don Birdie, Sean Kennedy, Scott Duranda, Carl Kapfer, Adrian White, Louis LaPlante, Mark Pistello, David Gould. Man, we got a pile of people here. So listen, we got big. First off, I apologize. I forgot to do the weekly drawing person yesterday. I did my morning report yesterday morning out on the lake, and it never dawned on me. And then I didn't go live again last night. So my apologies. But last night was a big night. Last night was a big night. What was so big about it, Matt? Let me tell you. What I hold here in my hand. Let's start with our weekly prize giveaway winner. Now, everybody out there watching, I hope everyone knows the way what I'm drawing this prize for is we've had a lot of great people offer to donate stuff to WalleyeFest so we can give it away. And we have the cutting board this week. We have a $25 gift card to a Pisa Regionale. I've got a sticker in there, one of my stickers in a book. I've got an I1 blade bait. What else do I got? Yeah. $25 gift card. So you're getting your money back, and you're going to go sink your teeth into the best pizza around. you know, tops in the country. Anyway, the winner of that prize that I should have drawn yesterday is Craig Foland. Craig Foland, Foland. He is ticket number 346. Congratulations, Craig. That's awesome. Craig Foland, I have all your information. I'll reach out to you. If you're on here now, raise your hand. Tell everybody hello. You won that whole pile of stuff, man. That's awesome. The only way you can get into these drawings is to have your WalleyeFest ticket. And that's going to segue into the next thing I'm about to say. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway because we're getting ready to hit 2,500 subscribers on the YouTube channel here. And I said, you know, what can I do? What can I do that's different or interesting or whatever? So once we hit, I'm going to draw a number, okay? Here's the parameters of this little contest or giveaway or whatever we want to call it. Because if I call it one thing, then I always end up calling it the other thing all the time because whatever. So we're at 2,456. So I think we had 44 more to go before we hit 2,500. That number goes up every day. As soon as we hit that number, that day, I'm going to draw from, what am I going to draw for? I forgot what I was saying. A day fishing with me and filming a show, filming an episode, doing a live with me and fishing on my boat. That's what I'm giving away when we hit 2,500 subscribers. How you get into the drawing is, I'm going to draw from the list of names that have WalleyeFest tickets. So in order to get into this giveaway, which I'm going to be drawing from the ticket list, so everybody that's already bought their ticket, you're automatically already in this, okay? So remember that. Everybody else that isn't, that doesn't have their ticket yet, go to www.walleyefest.com, get your ticket, and then as soon as that day, the day we hit 2,500, I'm going to draw a name from that list of ticket people that have already bought their tickets. That's the same place I drew Mr. Craig Foland right there, the winner of the weekly. All he did, he won just because he bought a ticket. Same thing with you guys. So we're going to buy a ticket to get in on the drawing, to go fishing and catching, filming with me for the day. Right? All right. Third, and what was so just crazily exciting, it's been the last 3 or 4 days. Last night, I confirmed that WalleyeFest in 2023 will be powered by Dakota Lithium batteries. Dakota Lithium batteries are going to be one of our main sponsors for this year's WalleyeFest. And I want to thank Craig and I want to thank the guys at Dakota Lithium. That is huge. That is huge. They believe in what we're doing. They see where we're going with this. They know how we were trying to reach out to the angling community far and wide. And I'm going to tell you, this is getting big. It's getting hot in here. Yeah, no, I'm not taking nothing off of you guys. That's incredible. And in this week alone, we've added, and I already told you guys about the other one of the other sponsors that came in, and that's the trailer shop over at Tri-Tank. And that is my good friend Craig Turpening that wanted to be a part of this. And they came in as one of our sponsors. And Wadsworth Mechanical also just this week came in as one of our sponsors. So to all of those great 3 sponsors, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super excited. WalleyeFest, powered by Dakota Lithium batteries. Yeah. WalleyeFest. Let me see what's going on here. David Gould, Sean Kennedy. If we get if we got out of the mud yesterday, we had 38 degrees. Crossed the line and we had 43 degrees. East of Plant, west of Catfish. Okay. Listen, we were down off Selkirk this morning. Well, that whole corner. And the water color looked perfect. Picture perfect. And we caught a few fish and there was no concentration. So, you know, Todd and I, listen, we've trolled for brown trout in the springtime for a lot of years. And browns, your rods will tell you when you find them, you know, because they're not shy about biting when you're around them. The whole time you're trolling, if you know, it sounds silly to say that. I just don't think that you troll past a school of browns without them going, you know, pulling some of those fish out of there. So they're either there or they're not. And when they are, you find them. Boofa. Yeah, happy Easter to both you and your wife. Good morning, Rumble Seat. Michael Hoover, Tammy Hoover. E-Tricks, what's going on? E-Tricks, all I caught this morning was peace and quiet. Listen, we got to commune with nature sometime, right? Jim G, happy Easter. Rumble Seat, let me see if I got this right. The drawing is for a fishing trip with you. I thought a prize was supposed to be a thing of value. Okay, well, that just got Bob immediately eliminated from the drawing. Real nice, Bob. John Wilczek, how are you? Brian Hammond. Yeah, E-Tricks, damn, Rumble. Yeah, right? Hey, I'm valuable. My mom always told me I was special. And she patted me on the head. Well, my helmet, you know. So, I mean, listen. That's hilarious, Bob. No, it's not. Wiz, don't encourage him. So DeGooze says we need to borrow that 20-foot walleye poor Clinton has. So we're picking on Rumble Seat, but Rumble Seat inquired about getting one made because I said the same thing to him. And we didn't have time this year, but I don't see why we can't have a 20-foot walleye next year. Believe me, I even thought about doing a wall, framing a wall and make it look like a walleye and sheet it, you know, and put it up and paint it. I'm not quite that talented though. I can frame, but not like that, I don't think. Don Terry, awesome news about Dakota. That's huge. I mean, Dakota Lithium is the biggest name in a category in the fishing world, especially, that has gone crazy. I mean, you can't open a magazine right now or go online and not see a whole lot of different brands out there that maybe you'd never heard of. But Dakota Lithium, everyone knows Dakota Lithium. You know, they're the standard of the industry, and that is a huge deal for us. I mean, that automatically puts us on the map. Like, people are going to hear about that just through Dakota Lithium, you know. And that name really carries a cachet, you know. So that's huge. Like that puts us, you know, in the same category with some of these other bigger things around the country. Like you said, the Port Clinton has a walleye derby and deal too, like we do. Jake Alcorn, Bob Dahl, happy Easter. E-Tricks, he says his mom says he's handsome. Yeah. Joseph DePetro, no, there's no stripping of any sort. No. Are the kids in the same drawing? Absolutely. I don't, yes, they are. Kids are, anybody that's on the ticket purchased list is in it. So whatever name comes up, man, woman, child, that's who's winning it. And there's always room for, if it is a child, obviously there's room for whoever the child's coming with. Michelle Love, happy Easter. Nat Lussey, Aaron Lussier, what a beautiful day, man, right on. Talked to Stormy a couple weeks ago about it. Glad they got on board. So am I. And thank you, Sean, and thank you, Craig, like I said. And Craig came to us and said, we want to be a part of what you got going on. You know, he sees what we're doing, and why we're doing it and who it's benefiting. I mean, the benefit to the angling community is my sole focus, and my whole community too, because the festival, you don't have to be a fisherman to come to the festival. The festival is just to come and hang out and have a lot of fun. There's going to be great fishing stuff there, but it's not for just the fisherman. That's the beauty. And if the fisherman comes after the Derby and he's got his wife and kids with him, then perfect. There's something for everybody. My wife's organizing a whole kids section that that is going to be awesome, and face painting and balloons and I don't know, send everybody home with a puppy. That'll be fun for everybody out there. Not me. I mean, I wouldn't need one, but everybody out there. Like, if you bring a kid, you got to leave with the kid and the puppy. How about that? Look at me. I'm a giver. Everybody loves dogs. I'm not reading that one, Rebel Seat. It's funny, but I'm not reading it. Joe got in trouble. My wife just said, I'm going to assume you meant striper, not stripper. I assume that as well, honey. Larry Kelly. Did you get a new boat from the Easter Bunny? No, I did not. That'd be an awesome Easter present, though, in your basket. Think of how big your basket would have to be. If anybody wants to get me a boat or truck for Easter, I take a size extended cab, 21 foot. I'm just saying. Don Birdie says, heads up, all the listeners. Tuesday is last day for hatchery egg stripping. Went last week. Yeah, Courtney and I stopped at the hatchery yesterday. It was loaded. So cool looking them all too. You know, I mean, I've always seen that with salmon and steelhead up on the Salmon River throughout my career, and you know, it was not uncommon to see them wallowing around on their spawning gravel, but you just don't really think of it with the walleyes. They're a deep water, open water fish. You don't typically think of them in, at least, I don't know. I mean, I know they live in rivers. Anyway, I was just saying that they were in this creek, and we looked up river, and it was late in the afternoon yesterday, and all you see is all these tails, just the top tip of them like this, you know, and they're just kind of waving, and every once they splash around, and it's just so cool to see. But yeah, I got to get over there. I'm either going over there tomorrow or Tuesday, because they're going to do our tagged fish for us, and we're going to do a video over there. And hopefully I'm going to do a video with Steve Featherstone, the gentleman from Syracuse.com, the writer that just wrote the article Friday. Mark Pistello says, I must have missed something in the weekly drawing. I thought that was just for the first 100. How is the winning number in the 300s? No, every week we draw out of the whole pool of people that are in, that have bought a ticket already. So if you bought your ticket the very first day that it went, that we sold tickets, you've been in every drawing so far. So the sooner you bought your tickets, the more chances you've had in this weekly drawing. The Saturday drawing again, even though I drew it today because I forgot yesterday, was Craig Foland. All right. So yeah, so I think we're getting close. We're at 20 minutes already, and I haven't had anything to eat yet today, which isn't good. Oh, I didn't even talk about fishing today. Good Lord. So I went trolling with Captain Todd Shelter, my buddy Todd. You guys see him all the time. And his, not son-in-law yet, but daughter's boyfriend, Jordan. Good kid. And so we took off, and we didn't take off all that far. We had a little bit of motor issues. I'll be curious to know what Todd finds out. But we were on Lake Ontario. We were on the South Shore. We launched out of Mexico Point. And we went over towards the corner, and we had water temps in the low 40s, 40.5 up to about 42, I think, total. And we trolled a long way, well over an hour. Beautiful. It was very calm, light wind, if any at all. Clear sky, bright sun. It was a full moon last night as well, which didn't bode well necessarily for us. Flat, calm, full moon the night before, clear sky. Typically, those browns would have fed at night in that situation, and you would have not caught them until later on in the morning. Because normally, listen, if you want to go brown trout fishing, I'm typically motoring to my spot in the dark or right when it's cracking light, because I'm always a believer I'd rather be earlier than later. But that wasn't the case this morning. I mean, we were at the dock we launched the boat at 6:30, but it was already light at that point. But it had been crystal clear skies and that full moon, so those fish could have fed in the shallows all night long. Browns feed, they are nocturnal feeders, and those lake browns are no different. So we didn't do anything in the first hour. We trolled a long way. We trolled a mile or two, more than that. We trolled more than that. We probably trolled 3 or 4 miles before we had our first bite. The planer board rod doubles over, boom, 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 like this, and Jordan grabs it, and it's Todd. As soon as Todd hands him the rod, he goes, "That's a heavy fish." Didn't do a whole crazy amount of anything. We get it, near the boat, and it rolls on the surface, and it's like, you can't see my arms, but it's this long. I mean, it was a big fish, and Todd and I looked at each other, and we're like, "Holy shit, that's a 30+ inch fish." And of course, we're brown trout fishing. You don't know. You can say you're X fishing all you want, but you don't know what sees it go by and comes and eats it. I don't care where you are or what you're doing. The Great Lakes are funny because the populations of their fish naturally move about where the bait goes. And we get it, long story short, we get it up next to the boat. It's an adult king. It kind of looks like it's got spawning colors on its head and the top of its back, but then its body is fairly silver. Fair. How do you gauge that? Fair, quite, a little. It was silver, but not chrome. But when it rolled 6-8 inches under the water, you were like, wow. Because a brown is really silver with a white belly. So when you see them upside down under the water, it's not the same. It's not that flash. It's just that big white silhouette. And this salmon was pale and skinny, huge adult, big triangular shaped head on it, like this, but skinny body, fairly good shoulders, but then it just tapered right down. And Todd scoops it in his brown trout net, and it tail sticking out the top of it. We're like, combined, Todd and I have well over 50 years of trolling experience on Lake Ontario. I've caught spring kings before, both times in Oswego in my drift boat, up in the bottom of the river, top of the harbor. Never out in open water like that. I've caught a couple, I shouldn't say that. Abby and I one year caught a couple kings off the high rocks, but we were out in that 40-foot, 50-foot of water right off the drop off there in the high rocks. Like, we had brown trout gear out, so I guess maybe I have, but not like that. I mean, it was on a planer board. It was in 7 foot of water. We didn't see a whole lot of anything else going on in there, so I wondered what he was even doing in there. It's one thing if we were in an area where you were smashing browns, because that meant there would have been bait there, or birds, or ducks, diving ducks. There was none of that present. And then all of a sudden, and that fish was in the high teens. That was an adult king. My first thought is it didn't die, and it was spawned out, and it made its way somehow back to the lake. and for whatever reason, it didn't die, because it was lethargic. It never took a run because we were only fishing 10-pound leaders, so, and we fought it pretty gingerly most of the time in neutral. Never ran, but I've never caught a big adult king like that in the spring, and I can't tell you if we let it go. It did swim away under its own power. Todd thought it hadn't spawned yet because its belly wasn't flappy, it was tight. It looked like a drop back steelhead when they get tight like that, but they're super skinny. And the reason I said I thought it was spawned out was because of the size of its head. It was a big mature adult head. Go figure. And we trolled a little while longer. I had one on, little skipper, and Todd and I watched him shake off right at the back of the boat about 10 feet away. He was only, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 inches, somewhere in there. And then not more than, I just reset everything and we hit another one, and that's the one you saw pictures of. And that was a solid, beautiful, solid fish, 5-6 pounds maybe. Really nice fish though, super solid. Had lamprey marks, multiple on both sides of them. Those lampreys out there, they do a lot of damage. So we shall see. Let me see who else is right here, and we'll call it a day. Get everybody back to their Easter festivities. Sean Kenny, brown trout fishing in the spring is always a wonder what's going to bite. Yeah, there's about a half dozen different things. Jim Carker and smallmouth, absolutely. And walleyes and pike and sheep's head. I remember catching sheep's head in the spring out there. Okay. All right, I can't even begin to know what's going on in the comments, so I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great Easter Sunday. I hope everybody does their thing and has fun while they're doing it. Not sure where tomorrow will bring me, where I'll talk to you guys from, but we'll figure it out when we get there. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great one, and as always, keep your tip up.